Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share messages that I get from the spirit for all of us who are all on this journey of love. And I'm going to talk a bit about. I've just done a Reiki session for my best friend, who's also in one of these twin flame dynamics, and I'm just going to, because when I connect with her energy, I see a lot for myself and my twin as well. So when I, just to give some context, when I do healings or Reikis for people, I see things. And the reason why I'm going to share this is because we're all part of a soul group, and if you resonate with my messages, then I firmly believe that we're part of the same soul group, sort of coming together to help each other and to help ground in these connections into this physical dimension. And whenever I do Reiki with my friend, it really does kind of bring home about the multiple, the fact that we're in these multiple dimensions, and all of these experiences that are happening is sort of like we've pre-written them, and we're just sort of like joining the pieces together and the jigsaw pieces together, although we are still creating our reality all the time, but our creations are built out of what drives us, what is our intuition is guiding us to. And our intuition is a connection to everything that is. So everything that is has already been, it already is. So, and that's where you get sort of like, where it gets into this mind boggling, just is so difficult to even try to comprehend. But I'm going to share two things. So when I've just done it for her, and firstly, I see us. I see me and her in a rose garden. So I've also shared before that that I have, when I do Reiki for people as well, I've also seen quite a few of you from this channel also with me in a previous life or another dimension, who knows, as priestesses, and we are working with the essence of the rose, which is why lots of us feel a very strong connection to Magdalene energy, the rose energy. And I saw me and her, we were in a rose garden in a sort of temple, and we were picking roses to make medicine with the rose. And our twins I saw and they were hammering on a door basically to try to get in, really distressed and crying. I saw them, and I feel that that they are very much, it's like really wanting to have a really meaningful, loving, heart-based connection, really wanting and missing it at their core, but equally fighting against it, right? And also, I've shared before, for me, my twin is in an open relationship and has a very promiscuous kind of like lifestyle, sort of like, yeah. And so, and I really felt that real strong sense of like, from both of them, which is why it's a collective energy, right? That kind of like real fear of, although feeling very distressed about what the situation they're in, I could feel them sort of hammering on the door and crying and just saying, I want to come in, but there's that sort of like head, heart, and the fear of like living it in a different way. And so that came through really strongly. And my friend actually, because we do it at the same time, I do it from here and we always use the same music. I use it for all of the Reikis that we do. It's a DNA 528 hertz, which is the love frequency. And she could smell the roses. Literally, she said, I smelt roses during the session. So lovely, right? And also the other thing that came through really strongly was about the dragon energy. So the dragon energy is and that's about power. The power, you can enhance and bring in the energy of the dragon to help you. You know, the dragon breathes fire, you know, it's like that. Like, if you need some help to take action, to do, you know, to really go for it, then enhance the dragon energy. So again, very symbolic that that was coming through, because it's sort of like, remember that you're here to bring in these connections. Remember that these are far more than a romantic, oh, I really fancy this person or whatever. You know, as you know, if you're in one of these connections, it is so far beyond that. It is about grounding in energy and opening the door to awakening, and opening the door to the reality of multi-dimensional, you know, all of this, which is just totally mind-boggling. And I shared that it was Glastonbury this weekend, and yet again, there were just so many things. Like, a special guest that had my twin's name was popping up all over the place and kept saying, oh, and so's popped up on this stage, popped up on this stage, popped up on this stage. And then somebody else, like, people kept sending me pictures and it had somebody in who has my twin's surname. So I kept seeing, again, always like flashes of their names everywhere. And I was like, okay, which is, you know, happened to me again, the first, you know, one of the first times I went to Glastonbury after meeting my twin. Literally on the massive screens everywhere was his name. And I was like, what is going on? This is just too weird. But, you know, all of these signposts, well, they're not well, yeah, they are signposts, but they're like massive, glaring, big Belisha beacons from the universe saying, you know, I don't want you to forget about this. So, so that's the reason. So the reason why I'm sharing that about today is that sense of, I felt that very strongly from, in the Reiki from the twins. You know, whichever dynamic you're in, then that sense of feeling very, that, like that, I felt that visceral fear, actual fear in me about changing their life to do like a monogamous connection, you know, and pushing against that really strongly, but then also at the same time like hammering on the door and being like really upset, like don't leave me, kind of thing. So as always, there's the duality, right? But that's very strongly what I'm sensing. And so and the rose energy and the dragon energy. So if you are wanting to work with some energies at the moment, then use the power of the, you know, the Magdalene energy, the rose energy, the dragons. Ask the dragon spirit to be with you. So let's go. What is the message for today to go along with that? And it is this: follow the leader. Of course. Follow the leader. Follow your intuition. Up this windy path that seems to be, you know, kind of like an endless path as well. That's the other thing. Sometimes we're like, what is going on? So every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty are an example to those around you. You are being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery and the adventures of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of service to others. Okay, so that's the other thing. Because it just mentioned the word shed, I just have to share this with you. So over the last few days or last week, there was lots of messages and the fox kept appearing. And again, if you follow my channel for a while, I always say use the power of the fox as well to help you come home, because the fox is very wily. The fox spirit, if they're, you know, if you embody the fox spirit, then it means that you can always get home. And the other day I went into my garden shed. I opened the door and I got such a fright, because in the shed was curled up this fox, and it was just asleep. Because I was so shocked. I was like, oh, and I didn't know whether it was alive or dead, and I was like, oh my god. And but it it was fluffy still, so didn't have the mange or anything. And anyway, so I closed the door, and then when I went back to it later, it wasn't there. So again, these things, these little signs to say, yes, the fox spirit is with you. In fact, it is showing you that they will find their home. In fact, they have made a home in my shed. So so look, this is, your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Now you must share it. So being fully authentic, you'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that it may help someone else. Interesting. Lead with love. There is another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect, and you will then in turn have more to offer. So you know, that's all about sharing your story, right? And that's exactly what this channel's about. Sharing, you know, things that happen to me, through my experience, but also through the healings and readings and channelings that I do for you guys, because then, you know, it just adds colour. It just makes you realise that we're all part of it, and everyone's journey is unique, but there are so many similarities and so many collective little lessons or little learnings that we can do, like the dragon energy. To embody that dragon energy, imagine you're kind of there breathing fire, that spirit, that strength, that power. You know, if you embody that, then just think about what you can achieve. And we all go through lulls where, you know, sometimes you do need a bit of oomph behind you to say, come on, you know, get on with it. And I don't know about you, but I've definitely felt that I needed that recently. So that was on page 111. So I'm going to read 111. So here we go. Interesting, because I said they were hammering on a door in the Reiki that I just did. Listen to this. So as always, the synchronicities are just ridiculous. So listen to me in your heart. That is the doorway to our love, our secret connection. The wonders of the universe lie in the deepest sanctum of our heart. No one would or could understand how we feel about one another. It doesn't have the right words to explain the inexplicable deep knowing in our souls. The warmth of feeling home again. The power of the feeling of true love is altering the way I want to walk the earth. I want to experience life in a different way. I want to experience life with you by my side, with you in my heart, with you holding my hand. I want to feel, show, and be in love. That feels really important to me now. Okay, I'm going to read it one more time. And it is, listen to me in your heart. That is the doorway to our love, our secret connection. The wonders of the universe lie in the deepest sanctum of our heart. No one would or could understand how we feel about one another. It doesn't have the right words to explain the inexplicable deep knowing in our souls. The warmth of feeling home again. The power of the feeling of true love is altering the way I want to walk the earth. I want to experience life in a different way. I want to experience life with you by my side, with you in my heart, with you holding my hand. I want to feel, show, and be in love. That feels really important to me now. Wow. So that's it. That's it. So the power of the dragon, the power of the rose, the Magdalene energy, you know, that just is a kick up the backside for me, which is always good to say, come on. I go through these, especially recently. I've just, you know, that's why, I don't know, I just keep feeling a bit kind of like, really? Just, is it like a bit flat? A bit kind of like, yeah. I guess, you know, if you've been, you know that feeling, like I need, you know, the whole thing about working with your intuition and everything and working with this energy is that the more that you do it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger it gets, the more exciting things happen and all of that. But equally, sometimes it dips, right? Because I just think, oh, I'm tired of it sometimes. And I just think, oh, I want to kind of like, you know, not focus on it so much, but then there's just so many signs and so much. And then as soon as I come back to doing it, like today, because I had 3 days off over Glastonbury, and you know, now back in it again, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's just incredible, and it's changed my energy completely, as it always does. So there we go. That is the message. So if you need a bit of boost for your energy, then I'd be very happy to do a Reiki for you, because again, it's sort of like, it's one of these things that's an amazing thing to be able to see, and then to be able to share what comes through, because that's what keeps me going, basically. So there we go. All details are in the link below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be back tomorrow, but I hope wherever you are having a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.